Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Another beautiful day for video gaming news and some more Disco Elysium. It'll be day 9, hardcore mode. Day 9 of us streaming it anyways. This will be the start of in-game day 5. Cool. Start of in-game day 5. To note, we have not ingested any substances in the game so far. No booze, no drugs, so we're going to try to keep that going. I didn't necessarily intend for that to be the case when I started the game. It's just kind of played out that way. So we're going to try to keep it going. Obviously, ingesting substances in the game is a buff, a significant buff to stats and helping you roll on RNG checks in the game. So it's a bit of a self-imposed handicap, if you will. But I like the idea. So we'll keep pushing. Try to get through the game without using any of the substances in the game to boost our stats. See how it goes. Okay. Hope everybody's day is going very well. It's good to see you guys as always. Let's go ahead. Cut it. Let's go ahead and do what we do before we get into this Disco Elysium gameplay. Hop over here and get into the video gaming news, okay? Just so everybody knows, we were jamming out to some of the Crypt of the Necro Dancer OST this morning. Very good stuff. Highly recommend. Go check it out if you were liking some of the tunes that we were vibing to this morning, all right, as we were starting up the stream. Cool? Cool. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. Solid. Let's see what we got. Oh, man. Love that Java. Love that Java. See what we're working with here. Which 3 Wild Hunt is getting a next-gen upgrade. And a new trailer for Warzone 2 is dropped. Yeah, I saw this yesterday after the stream. Funny enough, I'm actually in the process of trying to get all of our Witcher 3 gameplay and highlights made available on YouTube. All the details put in. And when I was doing that, I came across some info when I was looking up some details online about the game to put into my YouTube channel for the playthroughs about the Witcher Hunt stuff getting announced. So we'll take a look at that, okay? Yeah, dude, I'm not diving into this. I got trolled into this discussion yesterday. This is not a surprise to me. Many companies are doing it. I'm not getting trolled. I'm not going to let VGC pull a wick on me this morning and pull me into this discussion. If you want a nice long discussion between myself and this community on the gaming industry in regards to the current incorporation of Web3, NFTs, blockchain, my current take on how it is being incorporated, how it should be incorporated, and those types of things, look at yesterday's news segment. That would be November 14th on YouTube. And you'll get a nice, long look and a bit of a debate and take between some of us. I'm not doing it again this morning. Animal Crossing and other big Nintendo Switch games are getting some updates. New updates. Let's take a look at that. What? Free Superman game ripped off by supervillains and sold? Let's take a look at what that is. Lord of the Rings TV show creative exec launches a gaming studio with a huge investment. We'll take a look at what's going on there. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet overtake Zelda in Famitsu's most wanted games. There's just it's about to release. There's a lot of hype. There's still a lot of hype around Tears of the Kingdom, which is the new Zelda game coming out too. That hype is not going to let up. Don't doubt that. But there's just increased hype right now for the Pokemon game Scarlet and Violet, which are set to release in like what, 3 days, I think, if not sooner. So that's all that is. Ooh, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 may get custom kill cams. Let's take a look at that. Take a quick look at this. BioShock movie director reveals what sets it apart from other video game properties. Let's take a quick peek at that. Two games available today with Game Pass. See what those are. Go ahead and take a look at our other search right quick here. Again, look, I'm not going to dive into this. I'll TLDR this for you. I'm not surprised. PlayStation has been working on NFTs and blockchain. I think they'll get a significant amount of backlash from the industry and their consumer base for incorporating, because there are a lot of people that are not fond of it right now. There are people that are fine with it, but there are a lot of people that are not okay with it right now. And I think that there are good and bad ways in which NFTs and blockchain can be incorporated into the gaming industry. And I don't think that the infrastructure and the backbone in the gaming industry is set up in a way that allows for NFTs to really be incorporated in a fully mutually beneficial way for both the developers and the consumer / gamer right now. But big platform developers such as PlayStation potentially working on this side of thing might be a way to get that developed moving forward. So who knows? But right now, there's been a lot of scams. It's a very sketchy thing to get involved with right now, it seems, in my opinion. And so I stay away from Web3, NFT, blockchain stuff. It does not, to me, it seems like two totally different industries. I do not even consider the Web3 NFT blockchain software as real gaming. It is software based very closely on what video gaming has traditionally been. But the way it's being incorporated right now is in a way that is just very, very highly focused on quite often scams and just not about quality. It's about play to earn, not quality content, and sucking as much money out of people as they can. So until we get to a point where it can be incorporated in a way that's both mutually beneficial for the developer and the gamer themselves, I think it'll continue to be seen that way. I don't know. I mean, it might be worth taking a look real quick. With a platform this big outside of just like some kind of software developer doing this, maybe it's worth diving in here and seeing what they're doing with it, you know? What is there? And this is what I'll say. I'm more sketched out about a company like PlayStation right now doing it than I would be about a company like Nintendo or Xbox doing it. Because what I've seen lately from PlayStation is not real good. A lot of what I've seen from PlayStation here lately makes me feel like they've lost their way in terms of maintaining a focus on, obviously they're a business and making money is always going to be something at the forefront of that. But being an industry, being a business in the gaming industry, something that should also always be high up there on the priority list is customer care, quality of content, and they've lost a lot of that, it seems to me, over the past few years. So that in conjunction with them also now looking at NFTs and blockchain is honestly kind of sketchy for me, seeing PlayStation do this. But let's pull one of these up. Let's go with VGC. Let's read it. Video game prices. Why 70 shouldn't be the new 60. Let's read that. I agree with that. Is that Stefano? Oh, dude. Nice. 10 evil horror video game villains you couldn't wait to kill. I don't know, dude. I like Stefano quite a bit. If you don't know who Stefano is, I think this is a still shot of Stefano out of The Evil Dead, or not The Evil Dead, The Evil Within 2. And one of my favorite video game antagonists so far. I really liked Stefano. Probably going to take some time in between the news and starting video game content this morning to do a bit of voting on the video game awards. So we'll probably, there's like 31 categories. We'll probably take some time this morning to go through them and do a bit of voting. And that's what, there are a lot of articles this morning regarding that. Elden Ring sweeps Game Award nomination. It's not just Elden Ring. There are a lot of games that show up on majority of these categories. We're talking Elden Ring. It's not a surprise, right? Elden Ring, Stray, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon. It's those titles, and everybody knew they would be, right? So it's not a surprise. And it's usually like, even before, like at this point, with the games we know that are going to be dropping next year, it's usually a pretty safe bet. People already know, even at this point, to a good extent, some of the names that are the games that are already going to show up on many of the Game Awards even for next year. And it was like that last year. Last year, we knew as long as like Elden Ring dropped this year, it was going to be there. We knew as long as Ragnarok dropped this year, it was going to be on there, you know? And I think the thing that's kind of weird is like, dude, Ragnarok dropped what? 6 days ago? No, I haven't, Pinky. We're hitting day 5 today. We're starting day 5 today. Yeah. What's up, buddy? I think the thing that's weird for me is for the Game Awards, a game that drops 6 days ago now is on every single category. You know what I mean? It's like that's such a short amount of time for a game to be out and to be I hope not, dude. What's up, dude? How are you? How was your day yesterday? I didn't see you around. I figured you were busy. Oh, cool, man. Looks like there's a Skyrim mod that has added support for NVIDIA, AMD, and Intel upscaling. That's neat. I'm not going to dive into that, but that's really cool. Bit of traveling? Oh, sick, dude. Was it a good day? That's nice, man. Yeah, we had a it was a bit of a slow day for gameplay yesterday. We had a long news segment because Wick. I'm not just blaming Wick. It was Wick's fault, dude. He flipping debated me into a NFT discussion, which took a lot of the news segment. The news segment went long, and then we just had a slow gameplay day because there was we had a lot of like deep community discussions yesterday, man.
Now that we're friends again,
Thanks, dude.
is it okay if I pet you?
Super Donut 211 just resubscribed for 4 months. Good morning, gentlemen.
Yo, my dude. What's up, buddy? Hey, man, thank you very much. Good morning, my friend. How are you, man? Are you still feeling, are you progressing well after being sick, man? You said everything's still going good. How was your first day back at work, buddy? Thanks very much, my friend. Incredible, incredible. Thank you so much. I do hope you're still trending in the right direction there after being sick, dude. So very appreciated, my friend. Yeah. Progressing well, good. That's awesome. It sounds like you've landed yourself a pretty solid gig, dude. I'm really really happy to hear that. Sounds like you like it a lot. You like what you're doing. You got cool coworkers and everything. That's amazing, dude. I'm really really happy for you. That's great. That's great, dude. That's awesome. Not much, man. We're just doing the news. Then we're gonna get into the it'll be like day 9 of us streaming Disco Elysium. Yesterday was a slow day. We're starting day 5 in game. Day 5 in game. That's sick, dude. Fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. Good food too, right? If I remember correctly, good food too. Can't beat that, man. Yeah. Did you work last night? Sheep too. Yeah. I recall. Yeah. Yeah, that's super dangerous for me. Oh, okay, word. Cool. Right on. So yesterday was a slow day of gameplay because, Disco Elysium is so very dialogue heavy. And we just kept getting into like kind of deep conversations in the community and chat and everything. We just kept getting into some deep conversations that kind of kept pausing the game out a little bit. So it's not one of those games where like I can continue to have conversations with chat on kind of deeper subjects and keep playing the game because it's not just like periods where we get into action and I can play the game and still talk to everybody and everything. We have to kind of like put the dialogue on pause. So it was a slow gameplay day, but it was good. I think everybody had a good day that was hanging out, and we were getting a lot of good, nice talking in and stuff. So everybody was having a good time, I think. Yeah. So that's kind of what made yesterday go slow for the gameplay. But we are starting in-game day 5 today, so we'll see where that goes. Yeah, just hit on that too. Let's just stick with this. We'll stick with this. Again, I think what I might do, mojito flavored beer. Dude, they've got like all kinds of different flavored beers, man. Here in the US, I know. Yeah. Kind of weird. Yeah, you digging it, dude? Nice, man. All right, cool. You liking it? Solid, dude. Yeah, I would say probably about 5 years ago or so, man, I started to notice where it was like beer, like here in the U.S., the major beer manufacturers really started branching out with some wild different kinds of beer stuff, man. Beer flavored beer mostly there. Yeah. I'd say about 5 years ago, I really started noticing there's just all kinds of different flavored beers and stuff. It was wild. So we'll probably vote on the Game Awards stuff in between the news and the gameplay today. We'll see. Depends on if I want to take that amount of time or not. I don't know. We'll see. 2 games are available today with Xbox Game Pass November 15th. So Super Donut, you just chilling out today, man? You gonna rest? Because I'm guessing you're still working like a night shift, right? You got plans, dude? Resting up? You're still doing school and everything too, right? So you might have some school stuff going. Two games available today with Xbox Game Pass November 15th. So 2 games have joined the Game Pass library over the past few hours. Not only are both of them brand new releases, but one is the highest rated Xbox Game Studios release of 2022. The XGS game is Pentiment by Obsidian, while the other release today is sci-fi adventure Somerville. Let's see what Pentiment is. Yeah, night shift today. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, bed like 20 minutes. Work. School tomorrow. Okay. Dude, I understand that, dude. I've been there plenty of times. Yeah. I have no doubt you'll get caught up though. Spicy. I think we might have, yeah, but I just figured we'd watch it again real quick since we just talked about it. Yeah, it does seem like we watched it before a while back. Probably should have turned that down a little bit, sorry. That's been it. And then Somerville. I like the art style. That looks pretty cool. Gamer, what's up, buddy? Yeah, Super Don, is school still been going okay, though? School's going good, dude? Aside from maybe being a little bit behind. So those were the games that are on Game Pass right now. Yeah, dude. That was usually, you know, my takeaway from school, too. Yeah. It was going, usually not super fun, but it was like one of those necessities for me, you know. So I can relate, dude. Yeah. I don't know, dude. Let's see this. Yo, shut up. What are you talking about? Where at, dude? Is it this? Is it a Czech developer maybe or something? I don't even know what Czech words look like, brother. So you're you're gonna have to help me out, dude. I can barely even read English, dude. Oh no, it's just obsidian. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, it's just obsidian. But there's probably some, you know, they've got some influence somewhere. Oh, for real? This looks like somebody's name, though. These look like, yeah, Matilda, Rudiger. These look like people's names and they're saying stuff. That's actually hilarious, dude. That's actually hilarious, dude. Wow. Okay. Who knows, man? I don't know. I don't know. Nice catch, though. Nice catch. All right. Here we go, man. God. All right. PlayStation has been working on NFTs and blockchain technology. Sony patent reveals. Here, before we go any further, let me just go ahead and do this.
All right, that one was on me.
Yep. It has been researching a system for tracking digital assets in games and across platforms. Okay, for anybody that doesn't know, NFTs are unique, non-interchangeable units of data stored on a blockchain, a form of digital ledger, which effectively allows users to buy and sell digital products like in-game items or artwork. Okay? Originally filed last year and published this month, the Sony patent is titled Tracking Unique In-Game Digital Assets Using Tokens on a Distributed Ledger. It covers a system which can be used to track the creation of use, modification, and transfer of digital assets created within a game and or assets created based on gameplay of a video game. Individuals often find it meaningful to own or use unique physical items related to respected celebrities or activities. The background section of the patent notes, for example, fans of skilled baseball player Babe Ruth or of baseball in general often seek to purchase and own baseballs autographed by Ruth, baseballs hit by Ruth in an important baseball game, trading cards depicting Ruth, and the like. Sony suggests its system could be used to verify the authenticity of digital assets used by skilled players or popular content creators, which other players may want to buy, sell, or rent. Understand this. This is where one of the big issues comes in with NFTs, though, right? There is obviously going to be the same kind of issue, but it's so in real life, right? Yes, this happens, right? You've got these real life items that are very highly collectible. People want them. They're very valuable at the same time, depending on the demand for those items. It's the same thing in the way that our digital worlds are kind of evolving, right? So that's where a lot of this NFT blockchain stuff is kind of evolving from. And in the same way that the real world works, you've seen where people have tried to dupe other people with real life items, trying to pass them off as being legit when they're not, right? And sometimes it's very hard to tell. There are little discrepancies that eventually are found out, maybe not even until very long after the fact of them being sold for a mass amount of money when they're actually some kind of fake. Yeah. Here's the issue. Your ability to duplicate these kinds of NFT things, NFT items, is an issue. I'll say that. The duplication of NFTs is an issue. And that's where a lot of people are having another area for NFTs where people are having an obstacle of wanting to really embrace this concept, is that while yes, it's being promoted as a situation where NFTs are going to be unique, they can't be duplicated. It's not actually the case. And so the same way that things have been done in the real world, it's going to happen with NFTs, but it's going to be even harder to tell. And so just understand that. There needs to be a very, very, very good foundation, underlying technology for these NFTs to be incorporated in a way that they cannot be duplicated, so it doesn't ruin the economy of these types of items. Skilled players of multiplayer video games gain popularity in matches or tournaments, which are often live streamed or otherwise broadcast to numerous viewers, it wrote. Likewise, well-known players often live stream or otherwise broadcast gameplay of single-player or multiplayer video games, for instance, in which the players perform or attempt speedruns, in-game challenges, multiplayer matches, or other gameplay activities. Some players who are particularly skilled or charismatic can develop large followings of devoted fans, much like fan followings for famous athletes, singers, actors, or other celebrities. In some video games, a player can use digital assets during gameplay. Such digital assets can include, for example, specific characters, costumes, or items. In traditional video games, multiple instances of the same in-game item exist within the same copy of the video game and or within different copies of the video game. Quote, these different instances of the same in-game item are traditionally fungible, as they are indistinguishable from one another. For instance, even if a particular in-game item is rare to obtain within the video game, the in-game item is represented in the video game as a string of code that is identical to the representations of other instances of the same in-game item in the same video game and or in other copies of the same video game. Thus, in traditional video games, no one digital asset is unique from other instances of the same in-game item. Oh, here he is. Everybody. I mean, it was just... How do we know that talking about NFTs this morning, this guy would show up? You know what I mean? Sony said the systems and technology described in its patent application could be used to track the life cycle of digital assets across different hardware platforms, including those of a different, albeit inferior, manufacturer and across titles from various publishers. It wrote, the techniques and technologies described herein expand the capabilities of digital assets associated with video games and of systems that create and manage such digital assets. What's up, Wick? By converting the digital assets associated with video games from being fungible to being non-fungible. The techniques and technologies described herein expand the functionality of digital assets associated with video games and of systems that create and manage such digital assets by tracking a history of the digital assets. Tracking the history of the digital asset can include, for example, tracking when, how, and by whom the digital asset was created, used, modified, rented to, rented by, sold to, purchased by, licensed to, licensed by, exchanged to, exchanged by, and other actions. This specifically right here, modified, rented to, rented by, sold to, purchased by, this kind of stuff right here. This is where a lot of the NFT space currently, the way it's being incorporated, makes the majority of NFT games being created. This is why they are focused on just solely being play to earn. That's what it's all about. Now, the bigger platforms like Sony incorporating NFTs is potentially going to develop this universe like I was talking about yesterday, where NFTs are going to be more mutually beneficial for not only the developer but the gamer themselves, right? It'll take us away from that space where, yeah, you wish, dude. Take us away from that space where the majority of games are necessarily play to earn, you know? Again, I don't necessarily consider those even video games. They're software based on video game-esque kind of components. Just trying to get people to get in there and get hooked into trying to basically do a job is what it is. It's a job for people is what it turns into. It's not about having fun anymore. It's about doing a job all the time. That's why it shouldn't be considered a game. It's not fun for most people. It turns it into a job for most people. And that's where there's a lot of issues for people about what NFTs are doing to the industry, okay? Sony recently launched a new loyalty scheme called PlayStation Stars, which enables players to earn digital rewards by completing various activities. However, it was quick to distance the program from NFTs, which have attracted criticism in some quarters due to the format's high carbon footprint and what many perceive to be cynical implementation. It's definitely not NFTs, Grace Chen, PlayStation's vice president of network advertising, loyalty, and licensed merchandise, told Washington Post. Definitely not. You can't trade them or sell them. It's not leveraging any blockchain technologies, and definitely not NFTs. You know what's funny is before Stars even officially released, whenever it was announced and whenever we initially saw this quote, I said, you know what's probably going to happen? And I could even, I was very, very, I might have actually even predicted this. First of all, Stars has been a pretty big turnoff for a lot of people. It has not been, in theory, it seemed like a pretty decent idea, but it wasn't put into action very well by Sony, it doesn't seem. By PlayStation. It's not great. Stars is this like kind of program for anybody that plays on the PlayStation platform, right? And it's about they've got different tiers. You start off at a low tier. The more like money you spend, the higher your tier goes, and you get points just for getting achievements in games, also buying games, and those points that you get can be spent to or redeemed to get free games potentially. But here's the catch. You have to spend kind of an absurd amount of money to ever get close to getting a free game. like a new free game. You also, I think one of my big issues was this is a program that ultimately should have been out a long time ago. And what they're not taking into consideration here is like there are so many people that already have a ton of achievements for newer PlayStation games, and in my opinion, any game that came out over like maybe the past year and a half to 2 years, they should have like given points out based on the achievements people got for those games. If they're on the Stars program, past year and a half, 2 years, something like that, at the very least, they should have given out points for those achievements. You know what I mean? They didn't do that. They also basically cater to cater to people with money. So what happened is it came out, they released this Stars program, and what they did was they made it to where people that have a higher tier, basically people that have spent more money, gotten more points, gotten higher tiers on the star system, get priority support from PlayStation on that platform. So customer support is given priority to those people that have a higher tier than people that have a lower tier. They've gotten a lot of criticism. Should have done what moving forward with every game, every new game? Wait, what do you mean? So, wait, what do you mean? You mean so you can only get achievements in any game that came out after Stars was released or whatever? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But I mean ultimately, yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah, maybe so. But I mean ultimately, I mean here's the thing. It was kind of like promoted as like this program that was supposed to be something they're doing to yeah. It's also supposed to be something that was kind of promoting them doing something nice for their community, right? And in that case, I mean, ultimately, this seems like something that should have been out a long time ago, you know, to be fair. I mean, this is something that people should have been able to have out and be able to be working towards for probably a number of years now. And it at least would have been cool for them to go, you know, even if they didn't want to say over the past number of years, any kind of title that was a Sony proprietary title that you've gotten achievements in, or you know, or a Sony proprietary, a PlayStation produced title, a Sony produced title over the past 2 years, you got achievements in, we'll give you points for that. You know what I mean? Just to give a bit of a, you know, thanks for being a PlayStation player. You know, but Sony doesn't come off like that anymore. Sony just does not come off as a really consumer-friendly company anymore. They just don't, man. And I said this from the get-go. They came out very blatantly when asked if this had anything to do with NFTs and said no. And I was like, look, it's really, really easy. And you're not wrong, Wick. You're not wrong at all. Yeah, I mean, it absolutely could have been done that way. Yeah. And I don't know all the ins and outs of it. Again, I'm not part of that program. I'm actually kind of staying away from PlayStation right now. It's kind of scaring me. Whenever this Stars got announced, and before it was even released as a program officially, this was asked, and this was the quote we saw. And I said, look, it's really, really easy for a company to go, there is no way, we're not going to have anything to do with NFTs, and then after the fact go, hey, look, we made a business decision that now this makes sense for us, right? If you go back, if we went back and found that news segment where we initially came across this for the first time, that is like my quote. I was like, so Sony could backtrack. They could backtrack on that statement and go, well, we never intended to do NFTs, but it makes sense for us now to incorporate NFTs into the Star system. And that's probably what they're going to do. So, again, I don't think that it's really asinine to think that the gaming world is going to be more ingrained with NFTs moving forward, but it has to be done in a way that's mutually beneficial, and it just isn't there right now. Now, again, these bigger platforms incorporating it into these more meshed universes and everything is going to be a big deal in getting players more comfortable with it. So PlayStation doing this is probably a big step. But again, what I said when we started reading this article was I would honestly probably be a lot more comfortable if it was Nintendo doing this or even Xbox doing this. As opposed to PlayStation right now. Because everything I've seen over the past 2 to 3 years from PlayStation is that they do not have any kind of focus on quality or the consumer anymore. It just doesn't look like it. Everything that I see from them is tunnel vision money. They're a business, I get it. Money's a priority, profitability, and you know, but there are other things that should also be up at the top of that list that I'm not seeing. And so what concerns me is that what Sony will be doing with this NFT space is not incorporating it in a way that is mutually beneficial for themselves and the consumer, but doing the same thing everybody else has been doing with NFTs. Yeah, I'm not surprised that. Here's what I've been hearing though. So Super Donut, did you play Ragnarok? Did you play it? See, I'm waiting till it comes out on PC. I'm waiting till it comes out on PC. This is what I've heard so far. You did play it. Okay. This is what I've heard, and I've already seen some quick clips of some stuff that's really, really, really going to maul me out. There is some absolutely insane voice acting, hand-holding stuff in that game that is going to drive me crazy. Apparently, you can't turn it off. And, like, while you're trying to figure out puzzles and stuff, there is voice acting background stuff that is just guiding you through the entire process. Boss fights, voice acting background stuff, guiding you through, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. That is going to turn me off so bad. And I've already seen clips of it, and I am not thrilled about that. So, I also heard it was a bit shorter than the other game. A bit shorter. It's okay. Wick, you always know how. God dang, dude. Oh my god, bro. Here, I got you, dude. Where is this at, dude? Where is this at, man? I'm tripping. Took you like 25 hours to beat just focusing on the story. Yeah, that's what I've. So let's pull this up real quick and talk about this. So that's all I'll say about the PlayStation NFT stuff. 2 days in a row, man, getting in on the NFT things. Yesterday, I definitely blame Wick, man. That's Wick's fault for sure. Trolling me out, dude. Baiting me into that talk, man. How long to beat God of War Ragnarok, okay? So this is about what I had heard yesterday. All right? This is about what I had heard yesterday. Oh yeah? Yeah, is that what it is? Just shut up, bro. You're so full of crap, dude. And see, that's one of the things we talked about yesterday too. So I understand some gamers are going to be okay with that, right? For me, it's a huge turnoff, dude. I do not want that. I don't like that. I don't want backseating. I don't want hand-holding. I don't want spoilers. Let me figure the crap out. You know what I mean? That's the way I like to play my games. Yeah, I want to struggle, dude. I want to struggle. I like the feeling of accomplishment after finally figuring it out. Am I going to maul a little bit? Yeah. Does it drive me crazy when I can't figure something out for a little bit? Absolutely, dude. And but I like the sense of accomplishment and that satisfaction of figuring it out on my own. And there are a lot of other gamers that feel that way too. But, Super Donut, we talked about this yesterday. There are a lot of gamers that feel the way you feel as well, which is why I feel like there should absolutely be a way to toggle those hand-holding voice acting lines on and off. It shouldn't be something you have to deal with by default. All right, I apologize. So, well, yeah, and I mean, I had to go talk to my wife real quick. She was bouncing for work, man. I had to go talk to her, give her a little squeeze, you know? Give her a little squeeze. Tell her I love her. Sorry. So, yeah, I mean, I'm magic, bro. I'm magic, dude. That's why, I mean, I think that ultimately they shouldn't make people deal with that. It should be toggle. You can turn it. You should be able to turn that on and off. It's going to frustrate the crap out of me. I can already tell you when I play that game, it's going to frustrate the crap out of me. I'm not going to enjoy that. The other thing, what I'll tell you is like, this is going to feel a bit weird to me. All playstyle completionist, leisure 55 hours. What I've also heard is there's about roughly 15 hours of this that is just cutscene in this game, which I'm not against. Well, it's still telling you what you should be doing to address the fight, to address that boss and stuff. I've already heard it. I've heard I don't want that. Let me figure the crap out. Don't be trying to tell me what I should be doing during a fight. You know, I don't want that. Let me figure it out. That's part of the fun of a video game for me, especially in a boss fight. Let me get rolled. Let me get rolled because I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? So, obviously, I think that, you know, there are going to be a number of people that are okay with it, and there are going to be a number of people that enjoy the just having that information provided to them, especially if they're in a situation where they're kind of lost or whatever and don't know what to get done. But for a lot of gamers that don't want that, there should be a way to toggle that on and off. Now, let's talk about this. Is this a small amount of time? No. Leisure? You know, getting through the game at 55 hours? No, not a small amount of time. That's a good chunk of time. But let's take a look at this as well. A little bit different. A little bit different, right? Completionist at 85 hours for the 2018. Yeah. It's about 30 more 30 less hours of gameplay for Ragnarok that a completionist is going to get. So that makes me wonder a little bit. Especially when I know that, and while the 2018 God of War had, and again, look, I'm not, dude, this is still a good chunk of game time. right? I will also say this. What I have heard is that there is roughly 15 hours of cinematic in this game altogether. About, we'll give it a maybe 13, okay? We'll take away from that a little bit and say 13. That's still a chunk of time that you're just sitting there not playing the game and watching stuff. While I'm sure it's great story and everything, yeah, that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. And dude, the God of War games are beautiful. The story's amazing. At least 2018's was. 2018's God of War is like one of my top 5 favorite games of all time right now. It was absolutely amazing. It was a fantastic experience for me. I played it on Give Me God of War difficulty. It was maulding. It was incredibly difficult, but I loved it. And a big part of it was the story. And I'm not necessarily going to be beat up about having a lot of cool cinematics to watch and things like that. But when you take into consideration that, like, you know, 15 hours out of like 50 hours of gameplay, you know, that's a chunk. Yeah, well, and I mean, we talk about this a lot too. I mean, everybody's going to have, everything's going to be subjective, right? We all have our own respective kind of preferences and things. Like, there are going to be people that are going to like the new, you know, Ragnarok more. There are going to be people that like 2018's God of War more. There are going to be people that don't like either one, and that is okay, right? That is absolutely fine. I think my issue is just already what I'm hearing is that I really, really, really hope they take a look at making those voice acting lines to talk about, because ultimately those specific voice acting lines are probably already identified in the code of the game as some kind of specific variable. All they need to do is throw a toggle into the options identifying those variable of voice acting lines to be turned on or off. It probably wouldn't be, and I'm not quite sure, right? But if that's the case, it wouldn't be a significant thing to incorporate in an update random time. But I really, really, really hope that they take a look at trying to give people that option. Well, we'll see about that whenever the game comes out on PC, Super Donut. I hate that too, Pinky. I hate that too. Especially when 2018's, you could play Give Me God of War difficulty off the bat. This is what I'll say. Quite often on PC games, you can find ways to go in and alter the configuration files to make the game think you've already played through it once. So, not always, but there are quite often ways in which people will be able to find to trick the game into thinking that you've already played it before, so that your first playthrough, you can just play it on that difficulty. I just did it, which this was an older game, but for instance, I just did it with Dead Space. You know what I mean? This is going to be a newer game. It's probably going to be harder to figure out, but I am guessing somebody will figure it out. There are a lot of smart people that mess around with PC games and will want to have that option from the get-go. It'll probably be out there somewhere. Somebody will figure it out. So hopefully, now on console, that's a different kind of issue, right? But on PC, I think somebody will probably figure that out. So we'll see. But again, I mean, I'll say this though, Super Donut, Give Me God of War difficulty is actually one of the more difficult settings I've played a game on in recent history. And that's what I played it on for my first playthrough. So I don't know, man. But I haven't played RE Village either. But God of War on Give Me God of War difficulty was pretty difficult, man. I don't know. And I play like all my games on the hardest difficulty almost all my games. So it was fairly brutal. Fairly brutal. If RE Village is really that bad, interesting. But I wonder why they ended up being so much. Oh, yeah, that's true. Because of like running out of resources and stuff like that, probably, yeah. Right on. I don't know. It's still a good chunk of time. Still a good chunk of time, but it doesn't match up even close to what 2018's was. You know what I mean? So that feels a little bit bad as well. We'll keep pushing. We'll keep pushing. Video game prices. Right. Right. Yeah. That makes sense. Video game prices. Why the $70 shouldn't be the new $60. Agreed. I talk about this a lot. Who in the 1950s would have predicted video games would be becoming successful commercial business in a couple of decades? Probably a few. If I had to guess, probably the same people who thought that we're just that close to communicating with Martians. Either way, I remember the days when the PS3 and the Xbox 360 were the newest kids in town. I appreciate that feedback. Yeah. I need to play like all the Resident Evil games, dude. We might end up taking a Scaretober to just play through them all. Play through all the Resident Evil games, especially now that they're remaking them all, you know? We'll see. I need to play. That's one of those series that I never got into. So, I need to just play them all. But I was under the impression that I was going to enjoy God of War Ragnarok because I liked 2018's God of War so much, but I wasn't expecting it to live up to 2018's. So, I'll play it as soon as it drops on PC. We'll play it, and as always, you know, I'll give everybody my feedback on what my own experience was, you know. But I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, I know. I could already tell. I was pretty disappointed to hear that, to see it, you know. Not that I've really watched any gameplay. I just saw some real quick clips of how bad it was because I had heard about it, and there were some quick clips that were included, and I was like, oh man, that's pretty rough. I used to game either on my computer or a friend's PS2. I also remember the frequently told folklore that video game prices in the 80s were astronomically high. Almost every time the topic of video game prices is brought up, you know that economy and politics are about the door. But with all the words spoken in that conversation or argument, the questions asked remain unanswered. Were video game prices actually higher than they ever were? To a degree, the closest and most stripped down answer would be yes, adjusting the past prices to inflation and comparing them to today's standards. The direct conclusion would be that games are cheaper than they are in the present, but I would argue that it's been misleading to stop just there. Inflation, better known as the sensation of pain to the middle and low class, since people stopped bartering. Economic inflation affects the value of almost every good you can imagine. Since money is a universal good that has a known value and is accepted worldwide, inflation can affect the entire globe and destroy the economy once the wrong cards are played. It's been increasing rapidly for the past few decades. As inflation panders, the value of money decreases, and so does its ability to sufficiently be accepted as a payment for the same good over the years. Because of that, you can't buy a cup of coffee for the same amount of money it used to buy you in 1940. But with video game prices, something seems odd. Video games have had stable price tags. Some got way cheaper since the commercial birth of this industry. To put this into perspective, we'll be comparing the first Super Mario Brothers and Tetris with Cyberpunk. A little odd, but bear with me. Yeah, so price at launch, 83 Super Mario Brothers, 25. 2020, price adjusted for inflation, 65. The Legend of Zelda, 1986, price at launch, $50. Price adjusted for inflation, $118. Tetris, 1988, $35 basically. Price adjusted for inflation, $76. Cyberpunk, 2020 release date, $60. Price adjusted for inflation, $60. Median salary now and then. According to a 2013 article from the Washington Post, a family dwelling in the United States in 1989 was able to earn more in median salary than a family in our current day. The conclusion is because some games did cost $70 back then and people could afford them, that doesn't indicate that an average 2022 family can afford it too. Although inflation puts things into perspective, adjusting the prices to inflation doesn't seem to indicate affordability or willingness to afford a $70 game in the meantime. Keep in mind, all statistics, prices, and salaries apply to the U.S. Prices may differ, and so do the median salaries. Some places had an increase in the median salaries, while others are pretty much the same, if not worse than the U.S. Why don't video games cost less? The predominant picture of big corporates is that throwing millions into a big project is a safe investment. It's always prophesized. Dude, can I not say this? Prophesied. Excuse me. It's always prophesied to deliver some form of revenue. Let me just have some coffee. Englishing is hard. You guys know me. It's always taking the risk of losing the community's interest. Sometimes it's taking unsatisfied critics and players, which directly affects how the game performs. How lower prices impact. This is a long article, dude. Look at this. I want to read this whole thing, and there's no way we're getting through this in the news segment. Let me try to TLDR this. Oh, yo, Super Donut. Hey, man, thanks, buddy. Thanks. I really appreciate the feedback on Ragnarok. I'll enjoy the game, I have no doubt. But it is disheartening to hear some of that stuff. So we'll see. Overall, I'm sure I'll enjoy it. But I don't think, for me, it probably won't live up to 2018's for me. But we'll see. We'll see. Thanks very much, dude. Also, for the 4-month resub, buddy. You're amazing. Get some good rest, dude. We'll see you soon, okay? Closure. We've come full circle. I would assume that's because the topic is one broad topic. Yes, the argument the game should cost more than $60 is irrelevant and invalid. So is the argument that the price raise is long overdue. With more developers announcing that their games will sell for $70, it is apparent that the market will cater to that price tag for a while. It seems that we are stuck between greed, global inflation, and gimmicks. Corporations worth multi-billions netting hundreds of millions only from microtransactions that claim to be financially scarce, that they have to increase the prices of video games. Dude, I talk about this all the time. The budgets didn't change. In fact, nothing changed. The game is bigger, hypothetically, yet it brings no significance to the experience. I will not deny the possibility that I might be biased on this subject. But enough of me and my hypothesis. What do you think about the current video game prices? I would love to hear. Look, it's not just microtransactions. There are all kinds of other mechanics in the gaming industry now that suck money out of people, right? A lot of it is microtransactions, but also, I mean, you take a look at a lot of games, what it is the game will come out, and nowadays, quite often, right, they're $70 out the gate. So you pay $70, and then it's a month and a half later, you know, they're like, hey, DLC's here. And when you know that stuff was ready on game release as well, but it's just another way for them to try to suck money out of people, man. And again, it's not like this industry is hurting. The gaming industry is very profitable as a whole. Is it an easy industry necessarily? No. But it's a very profitable industry if you're good at what you do. And Now the $70 price tag is mainly seen on like AA to AAA games, right? A lot of the times the indie developers are not selling their games for that much. And quite often indie games are a better experience, higher quality type of game. So what does that tell you? But for the most part, what you'll find with these $70 AAA, AA titles is it will be $70 price tag, then it will be microtransaction shop, and it will be DLC that comes out a month and a half to 2 months later. Continual DLC, by the way. And ultimately what it is a barrier. It's a barrier for people getting into enjoying the world that we love, man, which is gaming. And it feels bad. It's a huge barrier too. This is not a small hurdle for people. This is significant for a lot of people because the difference between, you know, and we'll go back to like even what this article started off. I'm going to link this for everybody to take a look at because this is a pretty good article. It's probably got a ton of great information in it. The difference between, and again, they don't talk about the entire world. They focus specifically on, you know, middle class, median wage in the U.S. and it's going to differ over time between the 80s to current day, which is what this article focused on between different parts of the world and everything. But if you look at just the U.S. and the median wage and the middle class and everything, the middle class is kind of dissolved for the most part. It's not the way it used to be in the, you know, 60s to 70s to 80s in the U.S. to where it is now. There is basically a huge difference between people that live paycheck to paycheck and people that are very well off. And there's not a whole lot of middle ground anymore. So actually a great article. Yusuf. Very good. Very nice. I like it, man. I would like to read the whole thing to you guys, but it's a long one. So it's in chat though, if you guys want to take a look. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 may get custom kill cams. Is the report showing off game-winning kills or impressive plays in Activision's FPS juggernaut could be getting a lot more interesting. Here you go, Wick. Here you go, buddy. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 may receive customizable kill cams in the future, according to a leaker who has accurately revealed unannounced details about the game in the past. News comes from Routes Valve via Insider Gaming in the form of 2 tweets. One tweet claims players will be able to choose between final kills or play of the game sequences in a future update, and that each will be highly customizable with the ability to display messages, GIFs, certain audio, and more. There will also be reportedly be templates for players to choose from. I love kill cams in FPS, competitive FPS games. In a follow-up tweet, Ralph's Valve posted an image of an Activision Blizzard patent application for a system and method for customizing a replay of one or more game events in a video game. Patent is listed with a publication date of October 20th and shows an artist rendition of a screenshot from a game that looks incredibly similar to Call of Duty. Shows the ability to add or edit graphics, messages, audio, and video as part of a replay customization interface. If there was any question the patent is intended for Call of Duty, the mock image even goes as far to include the name of well-known perks like Scavenger, Cold-Blooded, and Ninja. The first season of Modern Warfare 2 is set to begin on November 16th, alongside the launch of free-to-play Warzone 2.0, bringing with it major changes to the game's Battle Pass and Prestige systems. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. That'd be really neat, though. That'd be really neat. Okay. BioShock movie director reveals what sets it apart from other video game properties. Earlier this year, Francis Lawrence was announced as the director of Netflix's BioShock movie. The Hunger Games director is attached to the film alongside Logan screenwriter Michael Green. In an interview, the director called BioShock one of the best games ever created while heaping praise on its philosophies and mashup of genres. In Lawrence's mind, all of these factors distinguish it from other video game properties. Yeah. Lawrence has a lot of respect for BioShock as a property, which could bode well for the finished product. The director went on to state that he has had discussions with Take-Two Interactive and BioShock creator Ken Levine. It's impossible to say how much input Levine will have on the film, but his involvement could help to ensure that Netflix's BioShock feels true to its source material. Faithfulness to source material is just one piece of the puzzle. Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City was much closer to the original games than any previous Resident Evil film, yet reception from critics and fans was mixed, to say the least. Lawrence seems to have a lot of passion for the BioShock property, so hopefully the end result will please fans and newcomers alike. We will see. We will see. I hope it's good. I hope it's good. BioShock's a great game. Animal Crossing and other big Nintendo Switch games get strange new updates. Nintendo Switch updates for Mario Maker 2, Splatoon 2, ARMS, and Animal Crossing New Horizons have been releasing tonight. That was yesterday. While patch notes have been released for all 4 of these games, Nintendo's website offers the exact same wording for all of them. According to the company, several issues have been addressed to improve the gameplay experience, given the age of ARMS, Splatoon 2, and Mario Maker 2 in particular. Most users probably wouldn't have expected to see any more updates. There hasn't been any kind of chatter on social media about any problems. Once players have downloaded the latest updates, the game should run the following versions listed here. Animal Crossing New Horizons received an update earlier this year, but it's by far the most recent game that Nintendo has updated tonight. Yeah. Some of these games, like ARMS, have not been updated since back in September of 2018. Yeah, probably won't find out exactly why some of these games got updated at this point after so long. Who knows? Maybe they just found some vulnerabilities or something, or some ways to yeah, and you slaughtered the entire team, right? So who knows? But there's some info on basically, if you're still playing around with Mario Maker 2, Splatoon 2, ARMS, or Animal Crossing New Horizons, those games just got updates last night. Free Superman game ripped off by supervillains and sold on Steam. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's copyright infringement. Sick. Oh, for real? Oh, okay. Right on. As soon as Unreal Engine 5 became more widely available, developers began using the tools for cool proof-of-concept videos. Easily, one of the best was made in April by this year by developer Tyson Butler Boschma of Toybox Games. Dude. People, man. People. Yo, I played a few quick matches the other night of some Rocket League. Because, like, at the end of the night, right before I go to bed, sometimes I'll just pop in a couple of quick matches of Rocket League. And I did that the other night. And I usually play 2v2s. I had this guy on my team. He misplayed the ball. I was backing him up. I was playing defense, but I was backing him up. And instead of letting me play the ball as it was coming to me, he misplayed the ball as I was going to get it. He popped it backwards into our part of the field as I was going for the ball. It was a bad play on his part. And then he started trying to like come at like he was saying a bunch of crap in chat about like how it was my fault and stuff like that. I was like, dude, I was like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I was going for the ball like I was supposed to, backing you up on defense, and you misplayed the ball, put it back into our field, and then missed the save as well. Like, I don't know what And he immediately went into like this egregious racist rant, man. It was absolutely absurd, dude. Crazy. Like, just lost his crap. And went into this super racist. Rocket League is wild. There's some wild. And so I was like, cool, man. I'll just report you, And so I reported, and he was like, well, I'll just quit and go play some Call of Duty. He just like quit in the middle of the match, dude. That's like, and apparently went and took his racist stuff over into Call of Duty. I was like, wow, dude. It's just some wild people out there, man. I don't even know why it surprises me anymore, but sometimes, man, it does still. So as soon as Unreal Engine 5 became more widely available, developers began using the tools for cool proof of concept videos. Easily one of the best was made in April this year by developer Tyson Butler Boschma of Toybox Games, a demo that showcased Superman flying through the city from Epic's The Matrix Awakens game. This was a rework of an earlier demo that Butler Boschma had thrown together, and this time he decided to let people have some fun with it. The demo was released for free on itch.io. If you go and have a look, the video to promote the demo isn't working. It's been copyright claimed by Hero Game Studios. Yeah. Have fun, guys, Yeah. People are weird, dude. Who dat? A bunch of true supervillains, apparently. Hero Game Studios released Heroes City Superman Edition on Steam November 1st, and you guessed it. This is a straight-up ripoff of Butler Boschma's work that is selling for a price of $11 US. Are you ready for a unique experience where you can choose your own hero, have an adventure on a large, realistically prepared map? Reads the Steam description. With Hero City, you can choose your hero and experience flight experience action. Moreover, big update coming soon. It goes on to promise a bunch of additions that frankly seem unlikely to ever happen, especially as the studio didn't make the game in the first place. Okay. Someone has put my Superman demo up on Steam and is selling it as a full price game, said Butler Boschma. I made this for fun to show what could be made. This is a scam. The demo is free on itch. After asking people to report this crap, another twist happened. Hero Game Studios started going after Butler Boschma, first banning his account from posting on the game's Steam forums, and then going on to copyright claim his content on YouTube, which is why the video on the original demo page no longer works. Wow, dude. Yes, they ripped off his game and are now getting his account suspended for trying to do something about it. The brazenness of this is worthy of Lex Luthor. They are straight up attacking and harassing me, said Butler Boschma. I am a complete loss at this point. Steam has done nothing, and now I feel the same will happen with YouTube. For its part, Hero Game Studios replied to one of the many negative reviews and claimed that Butler Boschma is a disgruntled ex-employee. Our game is not stolen. One of the former developers of our user team, TJ Atomica, left our team a long time ago, but now he claims that the entire project belongs to him. This is completely false. The game's rights and development process belong entirely to us. The reason why he did this is because the sales were increasing quite rapidly. He thinks he can make money from it. Butler Boschma's LinkedIn shows stints at Plastic Wax and Grease Monkey games, neither of which seem associated with Hero Game Studios, as well as his ongoing involvement with Toybox Game Studios, which he co-founded. Total BS, said Butler Boschma via DM. I have no idea who they are, and clearly they don't know who I am properly either. Look at their copy-paste response to my Steam review, and that alone proves a bunch. Butler Boschma bought the game to confirm it and found the opening level I created from scratch with a message from me, explaining to players how the simple demo works and offers 2 doors to walk through. This 100% confirmed to me this project was the one I made, and this developer just downloaded, stole, and passed this work off as their own. Dude, people suck so bad. Time of writing. Hero City Superman Edition has been on sale for 13 days, with Butler Boschma apparently being made aware of it on November 2nd. So presumably reports have gone in about the game, but Steam has yet to do anything about it. His YouTube account is still down thanks to the copyright claim. Most notable about this is that it's also a clear case of copyright infringement on one of the world's most famous superheroes. Butler Boschma's original demo made it clear that he was going for what he was going for, sure, but left out things like the S logo, and most importantly, was not a for-profit project. It's not the kind of thing that Warner Brothers lawyers are necessarily going to care about. This game is now being explicitly sold on the Superman name, on the biggest PC marketplace there is. It seems as egregious an example of copyright theft as you'll get, and Butler Boschma is right to feel aggrieved that Steam hasn't yet done anything about it. I've contacted Steam to ask what's going on and if this game will be removed. That is insane, dude. Oh, dude. I don't know why I'm surprised at, like, anything anymore. It's incredible. So, Lord of the Rings TV show creative executive launches a gaming studio with a huge investment. One of the executives behind Prime Video's Lord of the Rings of Power, as well as shows like The Walking Dead and The Boys, is launching a video game studio. Sharon Tal Iguado has announced Astrid Entertainment, a new gaming studio that aims to create fantastical living worlds that inspire positive community play across mediums. Astrid secured a high seven-figure pre-seed investment from companies including NetEase, Stardom, and Tower 26. The company's leadership team will be announced in the months ahead, but for now, the company said the team is promised of, quote, accomplished and innovative gaming developers with experience with AAA games and indie titles alike. Astrid is starting up as a remote work company, and new roles will be posted to Astrid's website and LinkedIn in the time ahead. Iguado, I think is the way that name is pronounced, was instrumental in getting the Rings of Power off the ground. She left Amazon Studios in 2019 and later said the Rings of Power's gigantic budget was really fake news. Well, we'll see where this goes. Last article I have for the day. Okay. If you guys have anything else to add. I thought Gabs had some stuff for us to talk about, but I don't think she was able to make the news this morning. So I might have to find out. Okay. Might have to find out from her later today what she wanted to add to the news, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. But I think she had some things for us. So we'll find out. Looks like Once Human has some stuff on their Discord saying that the official debut of Once Human at PC Game Show on 11/17 is only 2 days away. We're going to watch that, by the way. That'll be noon on Thursday. So 2 days from now at noon, we're going to watch the PC Gaming Show. And we should get an announcement, looks like, from Once Human as well. Which we also entered for hopefully getting into the beta on that, which would be really, really cool. Guess I have news. The Unliving sucks. Dude, I've actually been paying attention to the reviews on that. Yeah. We can take a look at that real quick. I've been paying attention to, like, I've been trying every few days, I've been trying to, like, bring up my wish list from release date. So more of the, like, games that have released here lately, you know? And The Unliving is looking pretty rough, dude. Pretty rough. Of the recently released games on Steam, it is, like, the worst reviewed right now. So, what's your assessment, dude? Which feels bad because, man, I was really hopeful for this. Really hopeful for this. The concept behind it seemed really neat, you know? I'll tell you this, Signalis is actually rocking, dude. Almost 2,000 reviews at this point, and 97%. Signalis looks dope, too. We might have to play that. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of what I was reading too. Yep. So no sense of progression and bad AI. Basically what most of the reviews are saying is very true for the Unliving, guys. So feels bad. Feels bad, dude. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, man. Deadlink. Shout out to Pinky. Pinky informed us of Deadlink. I'll probably wait to try this out until maybe some more content comes in. From what Pinky has told me, Deadlink is cool, but just needs more content, right, at this point. Last Year of Nostalgia looks like it could be pretty cool. It's got 88% positive right now. Could be cool. Signalis might be a play for us, though. This game is getting really, really good reviews right now. So we might give that a go here before long. Yeah. So, latest gaming news, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is getting an upgrade and a new trailer for Warzone 2 has dropped. Next gen upgrade for The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. CDPR has announced the release date of the next gen upgrade for The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, which will be of no cost to people who already own the games on their respective platforms. The update will be coming to PS5, Xbox Series S, and X on December 15th, 2022, which is only a month away. The game will come with multiple next-gen improvements like ray tracing support, faster loading times, and mod integration. What about mounts that actually ride well? In addition to the updates, the game will also be releasing new downloadable content, including content inspired by Netflix's The Witcher. Although, as of writing, no collaboration with Henry Cavill has been announced. The downloadable content will also be available on the original versions of the game, and an update will be released on those platforms as well. The game just won't be as improved as it will be on next-gen consoles. The next generation version will be called The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition. It will be released digitally on December 15th, 2022, with a physical release reportedly coming on a later date. We talked about this yesterday. Fortnite's current chapter will be coming to an end in an event called Fracture on December 3rd. We talked about that yesterday, okay? New trailer for Call of Duty Warzone 2.0. This is the which the developers are throwing a fit about people comparing it to Escape from Tarkov, but that is what it kind of is. Is it the exact same thing? No, it's not. But a lot of these FPS games are taking aspects of what Escape from Tarkov has done, and they're incorporating it into their own kind of Escape from Tarkov playstyles, right? And that's what Call of Duty Warzone 2.0 is going to include. The new trailer, which you can watch above, shows off the new Al Mazrah map, as well as the mode that will debut alongside the map DMC. The trailer shows off some of the new features in Call of Duty Warzone 2.0, like the new vehicles you control in the game, the heavy chopper and the Humvee EV, as well as aquatic combat. Interesting to see how the new map mode will be received, as Call of Duty Battle Royales, or rather, Battle Royales in general, have a history of being hit or miss. Call of Duty Warzone 2.0 will be available on the on all the same platforms that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is currently available. We just read about this Superman stuff. Yeah. Let's see this.
We have never seen a war zone like this.
Oh my god, dude. I thought I heard that. We'll just go with no audio for the rest of this, okay? Jesus. DMCA, DMCA. God, dude. Sorry, I know not quite as intense, not being able to hear the actual in-game effects and stuff, but I'm not dealing with that song. Sorry, guys. And apparently, from what I've heard, the new Call of Duty has some pretty great in-game sound effects and everything too. So there you go. That's kind of what I got. We might take some time to vote. We might take some time to vote in between ending this news segment, the game awards. Get some votes in on this. There are 31 categories, so probably take some time in between the news segment here. We'll wrap up this news segment. We'll take a bit of time to just do some video game awards stuff. Vote on this. See what all the categories are about. What all games are for the category. We've looked at the first 9, but we'll go through all of it and we'll get our vote on this morning, and then we'll work our way into the gameplay of Disco Elysium. Okay, cool. You guys rock. Appreciate you. Great day. As always, man. Good news segment. All of you that are part of this community, I appreciate you very much. And thanks very much to everybody that was part of this news segment as well. You guys are amazing. So on that note, if anybody is checking out this content as a VOD on Twitch or on YouTube, you're enjoying what you're seeing here, then see what you can do about coming and hanging out with myself and the rest of these amazing individuals that are part of this community whenever we go live at 6 o'clock a.m. CST every single day, where we start off all of our streams with video gaming news before we jump into whatever gaming content we have slated for the rest of the day, okay? Other than that, you guys just stay healthy, stay safe, be kind, and we'll catch everybody tomorrow for November 16th edition of Video Gaming News and more Disco Elysium. Cool?